AVA of Norway pressure washers have been one of my top recommendations for the home user. They work amazing for your car because they get the flow that you want, but they also work amazing for just around the house, general cleanup for all your daily needs, right? But they've got some upgrades and they've gotten even better. So let's jump into it. Now, like I said, these units have been upgraded and we went from the AVA Go and the AVA Easy to the AVA Go Plus and the AVA Easy Plus. Now we'll get into what exactly is upgraded, but before I do that, I want to give you a basic rundown of what these machines are. Now, after I show you guys all the updates of these machines, we're also going to be testing them, doing a brief test to make sure that the performance hasn't changed. So to start off, let me go ahead and pull these units out. Both of these come with a whole crazy amount of accessories. Let me highlight that for you real quick. All right, guys, so here is the AVA Easy. The AVA Easy is the one that's wheeled, has a retractable hose reel built in. This handle actually folds down to be nice and compact. Incredible, incredible unit. The accessories that it comes with, and this isn't 100% up to date, but let me go ahead and show you. So we get a 40-foot flexible hose. Huge win for me. Most of these pressure washers come with a 20, 25 footer. 40 feet's fantastic, plus it's a nice hose. A zoom lance, so this actually extends out even further. I'll show you that here in a bit. You got your nozzles, you get a turbo nozzle, you get a water inlet filter, and I think that might have changed. We'll see that in a second. You get your premium foam cannon and a patio cleaner as well. Insane amount of accessories that come with this thing. Now the AVA Go is their smaller platform one that doesn't have wheels on it, and that comes with a slight different accessories pack. So let me go ahead and show you that. First things first though, let's go ahead and pull out some stuff so I can access it. Here, we'll start off with number one. Well, number one is the foam cannon. This foam cannon, for a foam cannon that comes with a kit, is the best I've probably ever used. It's really, really nice. They have some upgrades coming along with this as well that I've heard about, so I'm excited to share that with you once that comes through. But they have this gigantic O-ring that's recessed in here. Super, super nice. Actually, if you haven't seen the original video I did, because these accessories are relatively the same, I'm gonna link it up here so you guys can go check that out. I dropped this from standing up on a ladder. It's phenomenal. It's really, really nice kit. Now, same as the AVA Easy, this one comes with your nozzle kit. So you get the turbo nozzle, and then you get your regular nozzles. But here is the first upgrade for the new Plus system, right? The AVA Go Plus, the AVA Easy Plus, I believe as well. I don't know for sure yet. We'll open that one up and make sure. But we now get rubberized tips. Very, very cool, very nice quality. You get that kind of honeycomb look that kind of transfers all the way through the AVA lineup. So even as you can see here, you get that honeycomb style. So really cool design language all the way across. You're getting a, let's see, a 15, a 25, a 40, and a 60-degree nozzle, okay? So everything you need is there, and again, it is rubberized and very, very nice. One other thing I want to highlight about this foam cannon, guys, and it's a proper foam cannon. It is not a foam blaster. This is a proper foam cannon. It does a really, really good job. Now, what I really like about this thing is the design of it, because there's a really cool feature down here. Now, the base isn't the widest, so it will topple over if you're not careful, but at the same time, it will fit in bottle holders. But the really cool part is this. If you can see in there, see how it's all ridged like that? But it is measuring devices. So you can actually fill your soap to those, let it stack up, and then you know how much material is in there. Really, really, that's one of those things that's so basic and really genius at the same time. Really cool. All right, so just pulling out the rest of the accessories. All right, guys, so here is the unit. They changed up the design of this thing slightly. I think it looks incredible. Really, really cool design. And if you know of the one in the past, you may already notice what is different about it. Let's hang on to that though. I'll fill you guys in a second. Let's talk about the accessories again real quick. Again, like I said, 40-foot hose. This is a attachment head, a little wash mop head, so you can actually do a contact wash with this, and it is a flow through, meaning it runs through, you would just attach it to then your pressure washer gun, and then water actually comes through for the rinsing ability when you're doing your contact. Very, very cool. You also get the gun here. Let me detach this stuff for you. So you get the gun, and this is again, really cool, innovative design here. They actually have a secondary system. So if you pull the trigger, there's a little black piece here. If you just hold onto that, there is like zero pressure to keep the trigger pulled. Like absolutely none. It's crazy. Now they also have their locking mechanism to lock it out of use. So in storage, you don't want the trigger to pull. You can just hit this and it locks it out. right? It doesn't lock it into place. It still passes over, but again, you don't need it because it's such an easy trigger to keep held. Like zero pressure. I mean, you could have carpal tunnel arthritis, and I think you'd be fine. And here's a good way to show you guys in real life. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger. I'm gonna stay holding it down here, okay? Watch how it springs back on me. Let's see. Right? Just springs right back. If I pull the trigger and then hold it up here on this black piece, like if I could keep it centered, it doesn't release. Look at it. It's so easy to hold. It's really, really nice. Now, moving on to the extension lance, right? This is their zoom lance. So it's a basic toggle here. So you just put it in, twist it, and then it can be a little loose. It's totally fine there. But if you want to, you can screw the end in and it locks it in. You don't have to worry about that thing moving at all. You have your standard quick connect on the front, but you also have the ability to take this. So you're washing your car, washing your windows, whatever else. You need a little more distance. Just give it a little push, twist, and it zooms out. Very, very cool. Now, I just noticed that this is new as well. In the past, this was a plastic piece. This is nice. Very, very nice. So, and then you just twist it, turn it back in, and you're good to go. Now, what if you want to use a short gun? Two things. One of them is the new update, but the secondary thing is this. And they've had this available for quite some time, and it's this guy here, the short gun adapter, okay? And what this does, you just, again, put it in the same exact way. You can twist it down, and now you have a short gun. You don't have to deal with the long lance if you don't want to, washing your car, it's all good. Now, AVA actually reached out to me and they said for this initial launch of their new setups, right, the new components of this, they're doing a special deal for all the viewers of this channel. If you use my link that's down in the description below, they will also include this adapter for free. Usually you have to buy it, but they'll include it if you use the link for this launch. I don't know exactly how long that's gonna last, so I'll have it in the information down below, but if you are interested in that, I would recommend doing it sooner than later. All right, guys, you waited long enough. It is finally time for the huge, huge update for this machine. When they originally released, they started getting feedback, and I've been looking at the reviews and everything. People absolutely love these machines. The warranty is unbelievable. Best warranty probably in the entire market that I know of. Incredible, incredible warranty. But the only thing that people weren't 100% thrilled with is they used more European style connections for the quick connects, right? So it was a thinner thing, and it just wasn't spec'd to our US market. And then, so changing out the hose or changing out the gun if you wanted to, it made it a little bit challenging. Now, the reason it was okay is because they include all the accessories, so you didn't really have to, but people still wanted to, and that is the big change here, guys. Here's the hose, and look. Standard US style stainless steel quick connects. Let me go ahead and show you the unit. So for the gun, no more it used to be a hole and you would just stick the piece in. Now you have your standard quick connect. The unit itself, now standard quick connect again. Huge, huge update, guys. That was the only thing that people would complain about. And now, literally nothing to complain about. Also a new garden hose adapter. Super, super nice here. I believe it looks like it's stainless steel, and yeah, nice. You can actually get a wrench on it if you wanted to versus the hand tight one. So that's really nice. Also, one other thing, from what I understand, they decreased the noise of the motor. So it's supposed to be even quieter. So we'll go ahead and test that as well. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and open up the AVA Easy now and check that out to make sure that it has all those upgrades as well. So I got this thing all unboxed, and right off the bat, yeah, it is definitely the upgraded one. I don't know if the box will be upgrading, but don't worry, the internals are the upgrade. So let me go ahead and show you. Right here, right on the front says AVA Easy Plus. Same thing with the Go. It's the Go Plus now. Again, you get those upgraded components. So right off the bat, the 40-foot hose on a retractable hose reel, and you do get the stainless steel quick connects. Incredible. Now, additionally, you do get this little guy here in the kit. You did not get that with the Go, but that is because this is the handle portion for the wind, right? So all you do is take that, push it in. I can't do it one-handed, but then you'd be able to crank your the hose reel really easily. Then after you get that in, you also get this insert piece goes in there, so it gives us this really nice, clean, finished look. Now again, one of the amazing features about this unit is all the storage that it has. So you have your water connection here. This is another update. I just noticed this. Very cool. So if you look here now, it is no longer a screw-on type. This one actually has a quick connect, and they include the other side of the quick connect for you. So you can just screw this onto your garden hose, and then this, you just pull the collar back, and it goes right on. I can't do it because it has this little piece on there right now, but super, super easy. All the upgrades that I always recommend to you guys on making a better pressure washing experience, adding a hose reel, adding the quick connects, all that kind of stuff. Longer hoses, obviously, is a big one. Using a short gun, again, we have the adapter option for you guys if you use my code down in the link for that. It's all here in, it's ready to go. Now, for more of the storage, so we have our short, just the handle of the gun here. Same exact kind of thing, really easy to hold. Stores right up here. Now, for the rest of the storage, you have right here, this is for your power cord, so that's nice. For the rest of the storage though, we just need to press this button, knock this down. We actually have to lift it off the feet a little bit. Okay, pull that down and then the handle comes up. Once it's up, we push down, it'll lock into place. Good to go, and then you can wheel it around and it's absolutely amazing. Now, once that's all set up, you have more storage options here. For the foam cannon, this actually fits right on the front here, snaps into place, and you're good to go. That stores there. There's even a spot I saw in the thing, you can mount this off of the back, which is incredible. I mean, I guess you could just, you could just hang it on the little hook where your power cord will be. Again, incredible. For the zoom lance, again, same zoom lance, so this goes even further. Really, really nice build quality. You can either just leave this up there and it snaps in, okay? Or you could do it a different way. You could take it off and do it in the side here as well. So you have two options, and you could even just leave the gun in it if you wanted to that way. And then finally, we also get the new nozzles with the rubberized coating on them, and those will store right up on top. All right, guys, now let's go ahead and test the motor performance. And I also want to test the PSI, GPM, and amps to make sure that nothing changed there. We're still getting the same amazing performance that we were getting before, if not more, who knows, right? So we're going to go ahead and get started with the AVA Go Plus, right? So this is the smaller unit. Again, we're just testing performance here, so I don't need to hook everything up. I will say I'm super excited that they changed out to standard US style quick connects, because now I can attach my pressure washer gauge with no issue at all. Before I had to run an adapter. Very, very nice, very cool. I'm very happy about that. So let's see here. We got this all set up. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the water source on. Okay, so we're good there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger. Now guys, I am running the shotgun adapter, okay? Just so you can see that. Again, you can get this thing. This is so nice. Okay. You can get that if you use the link in the description, and they'll actually include it at least for a little bit. Otherwise, you can buy them, it's not a big deal. Now, their nozzles actually vary a little bit. So the two larger ones look like they're the same. It's listed differently than some of the other ones. So it's listed as a 1.13, and this one as well, 1.13. And then the other two, though, are listed as 1.08 and 1.08. So we'll test the two different sizes to make sure that the numbers are where they should be. So we're gonna start off with the 40-degree nozzle. All right, so the unit's been primed. We're gonna pull the trigger again. Good to go. We're gonna turn it on. Yeah. Again, guys, it's still a universal motor. That's what these are, but the warranty, like I said, is insane. And it does have a lower frequency to me now. It seems, it doesn't have the really high-pitched whine that a lot of these do. So, sounds really good. All right, now again, this is the 40-degree nozzle, which was 1.13 on the size. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the PSI. So here it is. Actually, before we do that, let's look at the amps. Nice and steady at 13.47. Okay, now it's time for the PSI. All right, so with the larger orifice nozzle, we got to 990. It will bump up, right? So this is brand new out of the box. Once the oil starts going through the system, it'll get a little more efficient. I'm sure we'll be getting 1,000 PSI with that, no problem. Let's go ahead and switch over to the 25-degree nozzle, which is a smaller orifice. And let's look at let's look at the amps with that. Here we go. So essentially settling in at 14.1. Let's go ahead and look at the PSI. I'm expecting an increase in PSI. So we'll call that 1122. So a good bump there. So a full 1,000 PSI more plus. So good to go. Let's test the GPM. And now guys, real quick, I wanted to state something. I don't remember what the numbers were that I got in the original video, okay? I can't remember off the top of my head. However, I will state I am using a new PSI gauge now. This one is extremely accurate and kind of brutal. It usually comes in lower than what all the other PSI gauges come in at. So that's what we're basing this off of. And again, these numbers so far are fantastic. And real quick, if you're wondering, hey, is that enough PSI for around the house? 1000% yes, especially with the accessories that they include for this. Now this one is more guided towards cars a little bit, still fantastic around the house, but the AVA Easy, the one on the wheels, is incredible. You get, again, all the accessories that you need, patio cleaner, all that kind of good stuff. So, but if you just take the turbo nozzle, let me go ahead and show you the performance of that. Because basically what a turbo nozzle is a 0 degree nozzle, and then it spins and oscillates. Let me show you. So you can see it like comes out as just a 0 degree, but it spins, so it makes cleaning really, really fast and efficient. Let me show you. So especially if you combine this with, oh, look at that, come on. Now if you combine this, again, I'm using this with the short gun adapter, but if you combine that with the zoom lens that they use, it just makes cleaning up around the house extremely, extremely easy. Really quickly, guys, I just want to show you, I just hit one panel of cement out here compared to the other. So here's the one I did not hit, and here's the one I did hit. Really, really quickly as well. Now I would switch over to a fan and then, you know, clean this out, but really fast and efficient at cleaning, guys. Really, really impressive. All right, now next up, let's go ahead and test the GPM, which is gallons per minute, or water flow coming through the unit. And that gets important, especially when we're washing cars. We want the higher amount of GPM as possible. So let's test that. All right, we're gonna start off with the 40 degree nozzle. Again, this is the larger orifice. The 40 and the 60 are the same here. So all we're gonna do is take a stopwatch. We're gonna put the nozzle into a bucket. We're gonna run the machine for 1 minute. That'll give us our gallons per minute rating. Here we go. Guys, I'm monitoring the PSI as well. We are now above 1,000. Again, it's just letting the machine warm up. We are at 1,005 currently. I'll keep an eye on that, let you know where it gets to. All right, guys, so there is 1 minute. Also, I was watching the PSI the whole time. We got up to 1,015 PSI, so phenomenal. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and weigh this bucket. I take the lid off because I tear out the weight of just the bucket itself, not the lid. I will be right back and let you know what I got. All right, guys, so with the 40 degree nozzle, and it should be the same with the 60, we're getting 1,015 PSI and 1.65 GPM. That's insane. So washing cars, that's amazing, right? Higher is even better, but if we compare that to like the Ryobi Automotive, the Ryobi Automotive I think got I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was in the 800s for PSI, and the flow was right around 1.6 or so, if I remember correctly, of like real usable time. So this has more PSI. It has either about the same or possibly more GPM, but right about the same. And then plus you get all the accessories, including a 40-foot flexible hose. It's an incredible kit. So now I'm gonna go ahead and switch back over to the 25 degree nozzle, again, because this one gets more PSI, so I'm expecting a drop in GPM. I just wanna see what that is so I know. All right, guys, so I just ran the test, didn't show you because it's the exact same thing. Also, while I was filling it, I was monitoring the PSI. Now that the unit is more warmed up, we're getting 1,150 PSI with the green 25 degree nozzle. So you should get the same with the yellow one as well, the 15 degree, because they're the same size orifice. Now, as far as GPM goes with this nozzle, we're still getting insane numbers, 1,150 PSI, and we're getting 1.58 GPM. So still even good for washing your car. But again, amazing for around the house as well. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and swap this one out for the AVA Easy, the one on the wheels, and we'll test that. All right, guys, so first things first, I need to go ahead and screw on my quick connect attachment onto the end of the garden hose so that I can connect it to my machine. All right, so we've got that installed. Now we just go over here, pull the collar back, slide it over, and we are all set. Always give it a pull just to make sure that it's that everything's sealed over and you're good to go. Now I'm just gonna unwind the hose off of the hose reel and connect my short gun to it again. Actually, sorry, PSI gauge first, then to my short gun. Now again, let's go ahead and check, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and check the size of these nozzles and see if it's any different. Okay, it's different. So the yellow 15 degree is a 0.99, so smaller than the others. The green also 0.99 for the 25 degree. And then the 60 and the 40, let's see if they're the same. All right, interesting. This one's showing 0.99 across the entire range. So we should be getting the same, at least within a few PSI, same numbers throughout the whole thing. I'll double check that though. So these units are very, very similar, but they seem to be tuned differently, again, because we have different numbers here. If we ran those on the other machine, we may have overamped. I don't know, I didn't test it, but this is definitely tuned for more, it seems seemingly more PSI than GPM. Okay, so I just turned the water source on. I just wanna make sure we're not leaking from this quick connect back here, and we are not, we're good to go. We'll go ahead and pull the trigger and purge the air out. There we go, we have a nice steady stream coming out. We're gonna go ahead and fire the unit on. Again, just sounds really good. Yeah, sounds great. Okay, so let's go ahead, throw the 40-degree nozzle on. And first things first, we're gonna look at the amps. All right, so AVA Easy, again with the wheels, right? Amp test with the 40-degree nozzle. So not quite 14.4, but right about there. So totally safe, under 15 amps, all good. Let's go ahead and check the PSI. Again, the other unit was getting up to 1150. This nozzle is slightly smaller, so I'm expecting maybe a little bit of above that. Again, this unit though is brand new. It hasn't really had a chance to warm up, so we'll see. Let's go and go. Yep. So right there, we maxed out at 1189. Now, looking at the other unit, after this warms up, I'm sure we'll be in that 1200 range. Let me really quickly switch over to the 25-degree nozzle like we did on the last one, test the PSI there. Basically the same number. Again, we're off by a couple of PSI, and that's just because of the angle, right? So I've mentioned this before, but when we measure the size of the orifice, it's usually as a circle. When we start adding the angles to it, it elongates it out. It's hard to be 100% accurate, but that's very, very, very close. That they're basically the same exact numbers. So for GPM, I'm just gonna test it with the 40-degree. But before I do that, I wanna go ahead and show you guys the zoom lance in action along with the surface cleaner, because again, around the house, using that for obviously your patios, your concrete, all that kind of stuff, your driveway, but also you could even use it safely or carefully on, like, you know, siding of your house and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and show you. So this is the surface cleaner here. As you can see, it is plastic internals, but I've done a test with this before. We knocked a bunch of rocks on it and everything. It's super, super stout. It's really nice. So we're just gonna go ahead and put it on. Let me get this on there. There we go. Extend the zoom lance. And now I have all this room to work. All right, guys, so here it is. I'm just gonna spray this, try and not make a mess, but it's just so you can see the action of it. Okay, so now we're gonna flip it over and I'll show you how effective this is at cleaning. Look at that. Incredible. So easy to clean things up, guys. After I do that with the surface cleaner, I would remove it, switch over to, I don't know, we'll say the 25-degree, but any size you want really. And then we can rinse the rest away. Look at all that stuff moving still. So just an absolute huge difference. You can see before to after. You can see right there, you can see the track of where it went. I just was moving it too fast for that spot, but incredible. All right, guys, now the last thing we have to do is just test the GPM. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm gonna switch from this one back to the short gun. All right, we're back on the 40-degree nozzle, which is the 0.99. Again, we increased PSI, so again, I'm expecting to decrease GPM a little bit more, but also I'm going to be inspecting the PSI while we do this to see if it went up any more than before. So here we go. All right, guys, there is 1 minute. Also, PSI update, 1210. We are at 1,210 PSI. All right, guys, so the official numbers I have for you here, 1,210 PSI, 1.45 GPM. extremely efficient cleaning here, guys. You may think, oh, I need 3,000 PSI, but when you calculate 3,000 PSI with like 1.1 GPM, the cleaning ability is reduced, right? So you also need that flow to come through the unit. Now this definitely isn't gonna be as potent as a 3,000 PSI, but the overall cleaning ability with the increased flow, this thing's an absolute winner. So that's it for today's video, guys. Again, AVA of Norway pressure washers. I loved them when they were initially launched here in the US. They've been around the world for quite some time, but just under their initial launch in the US, I absolutely loved what they were doing. Now that they made these upgrades, it's even better. Very impressed. Don't forget, use the link down in the description if you order one of these, and they will include the shotgun adapter for you at no charge. They do sell them, but if you want it for free, use the link below. That's it for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we will see you on the next one.